Today we are talking about production label printing. Whenever we are printing labels in a production environment, we have to keep in mind that the operators were hired to perform duties other than label printing. This means that it must be easy for the operator to print the correct labels with minimal data input, and for data integrity, the use of barcode technology whenever possible. This leads us to Coridian's production label printing solution. One of Coridian's customers, who was in the food and beverage industry, was in the process of updating their label printing software. The Coridian engineers worked with their team to define the requirements of the new system. Some of those requirements were: it must work with a database with over 1,000 different active items. It must allow for multiple production lines, where each production line can be configured to print only certain product types. This would be a level of verification so that only the labels that are permitted to be printed on a production line will actually be printed. Must allow for one or two of print and apply applicators. Now in this configuration, this customer is printing labels and applying them from either the top of the product or the bottom of the product, or in some instances a top and a bottom label. The application must also handle a production line swap. And what we mean by a production line swap is in the case of a production line going down, where the operator can change an option in the software to divert the print jobs to a new print line that has the same configuration. So with that, let's have a production label printing demonstration. So here is the user interface. As you can see, it is very simplistic. There is basically one text box where the operator can enter a command. Now in this case, a command can either be the item number for the labels they want to print or the actual print command. So to print labels, the operator would scan or type in the item code for the labels they want to print. And if that record is found, it will then display here on the lower part of the screen telling you what production line it is going to. In this case, we have an upper and a lower label. Here's the product number again, along with the name of the product itself. Now a default quantity of 500, which can be overridden if we need to. But then the only other thing the operator needs to do is to actually enter or scan the print command. So right now, those labels have been sent to the two printers, and this print job is now printing. Now once the print job is sent, the print job is run by the applicators themselves. So the PC is no longer connected and being used to send data to the printers. So they can start another print job onto another line. So to do that, they would scan the item number for that particular item they want to print. In this case, we're going to production line number 1. And in this case, we only have an upper label. Again, here's our product number and our product name. So then we scan or enter the print command again, and at this point we are now sending labels to production line 1. Now let's say that production line 1 went down for some reason and we had to set this print job off to a different production line. What the operator would do would be to go to Tools, Configuration, enter the password to get into the configuration, go to their line 1 and say enable the secondary line, which by configuration would go back to line 4. We would save our options and reset our software, and now we would scan our item again, and in this case now we have an indicator saying that the secondary line is now enabled. So instead of going to line 1, we are now going to line 4, which is a different name. Here's the label, and again the product name and the number and the item name. And to print the labels, they would scan the print and off they go. So this has been the Coridian production label printing application. Thanks for watching.